From the old main menu from 2007 to the old quick play menus, here's the 51 most nostalgic things in TF2 history. The orange box is where TF2 began, released in 2007 alongside Half-Life 2, Portal 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2. Players remember buying a copy of the orange box disc on store shelves. Everyone remembers watching the Meet the Team videos for the first time. They most likely watched it way before playing the actual game. It was likely that Meet the Heavy was their first video that they watched. First 9 hats being released and the Sniper vs Spy update released in 2009 blew everyone away. Now all 9 of the classes have one hat for each one of them. But now there's hundreds of cosmetics out there. The very first time you open TF2, you would actually hear the soundtrack in-game, but most players nowadays have the music off. Remember Quick Play? Quick Play was what casual was before the Meet Your Match update. This was a very controversial update at the time, and it still is. Everyone remembers watching old SFM videos from animators like The Winglet, HoovyTube, and so many more. Similarly to number 6, everyone also remembers watching Gary's Mod videos like Team Fabulous 2 and Who Killed Heavy and more. Do you remember what the main menu screen looked like in 2007? Well, this is what it looked like if you played when this was the main menu screen. Comment down below 2007 so I know that you were playing at that time. There are official TF2 merch from Valve like action figures, shirts, and even plushies. But they are extremely rare now, even some items costing up to $300 on eBay. Remember the old Sandman and Cleaver combo? This combo was overpowered, being able to one-shot almost every class before being nerfed into the ground in 2017. Going back to number 9 for a minute, there was a Valve official website for merch before shut down in July 2023. That's where you would buy the Spy Crab plushie and cosmetic. Remember the old updates like Love and More and Gunmetal? They were amazing major updates added to the game before the game only had one person working on it. Back when the game first released in 2007, there were only 6 maps at launch, those being Hydro, Granary, Dust Bowl, CP Well, Gravel Pit, and 2 Fort. When most gamers bought a PC back in 2016 or under, the first games they would install would either be Counter-Strike Go or Team Fortress 2. Remember when Valve would upload in-game taunts trailers onto the official Team Fortress 2 YouTube channel, taunts like the Conga or the Concosti kick? Before 2011, you actually had to pay around $50 if they were buying the orange box, but TF2 was $10 on its own. Back in June 2011, the game became free to play. In 2008, TF2 released its first update that added a new map and a new game mode called Payload, and the new map that was added was Gold Rush. Did you know back in 2012, Valve started a contest called the Saxxys Awards that would be a contest for the best source filmmaker video. Those who won would be awarded in-game items like the Saxxys and the Saxxys Clapper badge, but Valve hasn't hosted a Saxxys Awards contest since 2018. Do you remember the first trailer for Team Fortress 2? It showed some classes with different weapons than they have today, like the Scout having SMG and the Devilman having Dynamite. Speaking of trailers, remember teaser trailers like the teaser trailer for the Engineer update back in 2017, but we actually never got that update sadly? Keeping up with trailers, do you also remember your first time watching the Jungle Inferno SFM video that featured Saxon Hale and Yetis? Let's go through a lightning round of nostalgic TF2 things. Number 22, the Spy Crab. Number 23, Heavy saying Putis. Number 24, Engineers saying Nope video. Number 25, A-posing players. Number 26, free-to-play players. Now let's get back into the list of YouTube TF2. Old TF2 YouTubers like Mustelk, Star_Germa985 upload almost daily TF2 content. Those weird voice line songs like Inspector Boink, man, those are really weird, but actually sounded really good for some reason. Keeping up with weird TF2 videos, remember TF2 animations like Spine Sentry or stuff from Pimations like Meet the Amazing Team? Do you remember wanting to know who voiced the mercs of TF2, so you watched that one video called Team Fortress 2 Characters Voice Actors uploaded by Meet the Voice Actors? Almost every game has people uploading montages. TF2 is no different, with many uploading montages as their main content. People like Blue TF2 or Sketchack, but most of these people don't upload anymore since the TF2 content scene has changed a lot over the years. Do you like music in TF2? Well, you most likely watch songs from Random Encounters and JT Music, stuff like Meet the Crew, Tracer vs Scout Rap Battle, You and Me, and so much more. If you watch Muselk, you definitely remember Try Hard Tuesday. If you like Lego on TF2, you definitely watch Sansi Nambi's videos of his Lego TF2 items. Another TF2 YouTuber that we all remember is NISLT. They used to upload viewer-submitted content, kind of like Daily Dose of Internet, but for TF2. You definitely remember low-quality videos that were slideshows of images and really loud music, or just random TF2 stuff. And for our last of our TF2 YouTube section is Expiration Date, one of Valve's best SFM videos ever. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Before Man vs. Machine was added, there was actually teasers for the update Out of Bounds in maps like Foundry and Doomsday. TF2 Training Mode, where you could do the tutorials for a select few classes or playing against bots. You probably remember playing these when you first started playing TF2. SFM posters, you've probably seen some really cool TF2 artwork that was made using Source Filmmaker. I myself actually made some in the past, and I still do when I make thumbnails for videos. Recently, Valve actually released a 7th comic for TF2. We waited about 7 years for it. Do you remember your first time reading the comics? In the Gunmetal update in 2015, Valve released a taunt called the Box Trot. It was a taunt for the spy where he would be in a box like the game Metal Gear Solid. There was actually a strat where you could actually block the point or payload for being captured or pushed. YouTubers like Musak would make many videos using this strat. You remember the old TF2 HUD? It's still in the game to this day, but most people use custom HUDs, but when you first start up TF2, this would be your HUD. Before we had the Zombie Infection game mode in Scream Fortress and versus Saxon and Casual, they used to actually be community server modes. They were and are many modes in community servers like ×10, randomizer, and many more. Remember when we used to actually be able to vote for what update we would get next? Last time we had this voting system for update was before Jungle Inferno came out. We had to vote between Pyro and Heavy to get an update. Pyro won, caused them to get an update. We still haven't gotten the Heavy update, and it's been years. Most games nowadays do collabs with big movies, games, and more. TF2 used to actually do that back in the day as well, getting collaboration items like Batman, Hitman, and many more. Before Batback.tf and Scrap.tf were a thing, if you wanted to trade items, you would go into a trade server in the community server tab. There were trade servers that had maps like Minecraft and some others. Do you remember when Scream Fortress and Smithsmith first came out? Those were considered major updates back then, but now that's all we get for updates. Remember these Steam profile pictures? They were most likely what you had as your profile picture when you first started on Steam. Which class profile picture did you choose? Me personally, it was Scout. On the official TF2 website, there's a blog post page where it was regularly used by Valve, but it doesn't seem to be used often anymore. For our final nostalgic thing on our list is Notch's hat. Creator of Minecraft Notch was a huge fan of TF2. He owns his own hat in the game, being the only person to own it. If there are any more nostalgic TF2 things you remember that I didn't mention, feel free to comment them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.